today is going to cut to the chase, exactly what you guys are looking for, which is, I know the feedback I'm going to hear from lots of you is, John, we really love being able to measure the leads and quantify our campaigns, but I just want more leads, John, that's all. So in the first segment in this three-part series, I'm going to look at ways that we optimize clients' site design and tools that we use to increase the number of sales leads, so goal completions that come through the website. Then in the second segment, Feby and Anjali and Adele are going to share how to measure the actual result of all of these campaigns inside of Google Analytics using advanced goal completion tracking. So just so everyone's clear, when we say goal, we really mean sales, lead, or sale if you're an e-commerce site. In this first segment, I'm going to focus on sales lead generation. We're going to look at 4 different methods: permission assets and squeeze pages, video turnstiles, which is pretty new, using live chat for leads, and then the really exciting part is we're going to take a look at a case study that puts all of this together that we did for C18 test kits. You'll see why I'm laughing when we get to that part. So let's get started. We hope that all of your sites now, especially if you're an existing customer, we've already done this for you, but all of your pages, whether they're product pages or content focused pages, application landing pages, like in this case, do already have a lead form somewhere prominently positioned on the page. This one is in the top right hand corner of every page in the example that we're looking at. But this simply just isn't enough. We can't generate more leads for you just by making that form shiny or changing the color of the button. We need to provide more value to the users coming to your website in exchange for that sales lead information. So, how do we do that? We're going to take a look at some of our client work and how you can accomplish that on your site. This is the first term that we're going to introduce you to, so we're also going to throw around, I think, 4 or 5 buzzwords, verbiage that we use when we're talking about different methods of generating leads or different components of those. So the first one being a permission asset. So this is a manufacturer of particle size analysis machines, very high-end analytical equipment. So on their site, we first started by positioning a downloadable PDF, so we call that a permission asset. So the permission asset, as you can see on the banner ad promoting it here, that was positioned throughout their site, and possibly other sites that are targeting their users, you can see why someone would want to download that. Of course, when they click that banner, they go to a squeeze page. So you can see pretty obviously why we call this a squeeze page, because we squeeze the visitor for their information. So here again, reiterating to someone why they would want to download this guide and collecting their their information on the right. So, permission asset, squeeze page, 2 very important terms. And that is a great basic way to start generating sales leads on your website. Of course, you have to have that content, right? We have to create something of value that we're trading to the user in exchange for their contact information. We'll brainstorm with you on this one-on-one with some ideas of types of content that we could create that would be really suitable for a permission asset marketing campaign, including squeeze pages. But we're going to look at the second way, because I don't want everyone to think this is only applicable to PDF files. The more modern way of doing this is to also utilize video. So you can see the video that we're recording together right now. We're also repurposing this into smaller segments, not outside of the full-length webinar that you guys get to see. And those video segments have what's called a video turnstile in them, which is looks like this. This is actually on Wistia.com. So there's a few different video hosting providers that do this for you. We chose Wistia, very common choice with B2B marketing videos because of this specific feature, and because it integrates with our email marketing program, which is MailChimp. So if we're giving away some really valuable content, we'll throw up this squeeze, what do we call it, squeeze frame, on a video. So if it's a 15-minute video, maybe at the 10-minute mark, we say, hey guys, we have some really exciting stuff to show you in the last 5 minutes. Enter in your name and email address here to continue watching. And then this turnstile comes up where they can enter in their information and then proceed to enter the kingdom of content that we're providing them, or we still have a skip button in the lower right-hand corner they can choose also. So great way of capturing leads with your video content that you're making. The third way we're going to talk about before we get to the case study is utilizing live chat. This is something that we have really encouraged our customers to use over the last 2 years. I'd say maybe 50% of our clients are already utilizing live chat, and maybe 5% of them are doing it very, very well. Those 5% that are doing it very well are capturing a ton of leads coming from their website because they're really proactively engaging visitors on their site. This is a screenshot from a customer. They're using Olark, O-L-A-R-K, and that's actually kind of the one that we recommend to most companies right now. But again, like I touched on with Wistia, it all depends what other tools you're using and if it integrates with it. So again, we're using MailChimp for our email marketing right now, and Olark is a wonderful live chat component because we can hit ampersand, exclamation mark, pound, something like that, and the contact automatically goes right into MailChimp. So we have that information, that the user's first name, last name, and email address stored in our email marketing program. The other reason why I like Olark is because they're really good at content marketing. This is an awesome guide that everyone using any sort of chat program should download, and it's Olark's kind of handbook on how to handle taking live chats, how to optimize them for sales lead conversion, and you can find this handbook at the URL in the bottom of the page here. And yes, of course, that's going to a squeeze page where they're going to ask you for your name and email information before you can download it. It's content marketing at work. Again, this is pretty affordable. $15 a user. I think most of our clients are on the $40 a month plan because they have 4 or 5 operators, can't remember, and then they can transfer live chat sessions as they come in with people. So how do our customers who are really doing well at this engage visitors to convert into sales leads? Easy. They just have conversations with them. So, and it's not canned and automated. We ran this on our website for about 3 years, and it was beneficial. When we had people on there, we would have, in a weekly basis, for us being a small service provider, we would have 4 or 5 real conversations with prospective new clients. We paused it right now. We launched our new website about 4 or 5 months ago, paused the live chat until we set up a better channel for our current customers to communicate with us through live chat or text messaging, because it ended up that's what everyone was using the website live chat for. And so that is launching in a week or so. So when that launches, we're going to put Olark back on our public website. So hopefully it will be new prospective customers as well as just current customers going on there and utilizing it. So when we were running it on our site, and what our 5% of our really successful clients with live chat are doing is they'll monitor their Olark dashboard, and they'll see that, oh, David's on the site right now from Marietta, Georgia, and he's on this page about this product. So they'll proactively message David, hey David, did you catch the Georgia Tech game this weekend? Want to buy a centrifuge? Maybe not quite that forward, but they will, personalize their outreach, and that way David knows, oh, this isn't like a spam bot or chat bot doing this to me. This is a real live person. So it's worth that little bit of extra effort. I always liken it to your trade show booth. Do you just, does your staff just stand there with their arms crossed at their trade show booth waiting for people to talk to them? Your website is trying to do the exact same thing as your trade show booth. Educate your visitors about your product and have a conversation with them and make a sale. So, of course, you tell your booth staff to greet people when they come up to the booth and help them learn more about your product. That's all that live chat is. Very simple. So, on to the case study. This case study is on fecal coliform. IDEXX came out with a new testing method for it, which was 90% more cost effective to complete the test than traditional methods. So the distributor that we were working with wanted to target this market. So this is a perfect example of permission assets, squeeze pages, seeding the content, promoting the content to generate a real high ROI for the campaign. And in their case, it was selling all of the equipment and supplies around performing the C18 test by IDEX. So it all starts with a permission asset. So this is the PDF, 12-page PDF, very professionally designed, strong, title that says exactly what it's about, and a reinforcing subheadline. Everything you need to know about call alert C18 testing answered, cost-saving strategies, detailed procedures, and choosing the right equipment. I'll get into why this PDF alone was brilliant in a little bit, but I'll show you how we promoted it first. So now that we have a permission asset, we need a home for it. So permission assets normally live on a squeeze page, which is what we have here. Here is the squeeze page for the C18 PDF guide. This was a static mock-up of it that I pulled out, not the coded live site, since this company was sold to another one a couple years ago and the site was taken down. But you can see here, users have to opt in, give up their contact information in order to download the guide. But the landing page reinforces the messaging that you'll see on the banner ads, driving people to there to download it. So again, offering them value. This is what the banner ads looked like. This is obviously one of many different test banner ads that we made to drive people to that squeeze page. So these banner ads were promoted on their website and also on other paid placement like Google Display Network, which we covered 2 episodes ago in the webinar, and also on LinkedIn. So where on LinkedIn did we put these ads? We talked, at length, 45 minutes on our last webinar on how to position a message like that, an advertisement like that on the Google Display Network. We haven't talked about LinkedIn on any of our webinars yet. We will in the coming few months. But this is where we placed that banner advertisement. So this is a wastewater treatment professionals group. Wow, I didn't know this. I was impressed 3 years ago when we did this campaign that there was 8,000 members in this group. Now, if you look up here, there's 13,500 members. So it's growing. And you can see the admins listed on the page and also my connections who were members of this group. So we seeded the content in there by finding discussions on C18 testing going on within the forums, linking over to our squeeze page for the article, and promoting the content through organic placement like that, and also through banner ads. So you can see the banner ad for the nice Mercedes on the right-hand side. And we positioned the banner ad on the previous page in that position as well, so that we could get people over to the landing page. Now, we also updated social profile like hero images, header, banners, timelines, whatever the social media site that you're on calls them. But this, at the time, I think this was their LinkedIn header graphic. So again, very clear call to action on why they want to learn about this content. So it's 50% more cost effective to do the C18 testing using this recommended method. And we also promoted it through email marketing, of course. So now we've talked about banner ad placements on external sites, on their site, and now banner email marketing. So the last Wednesday, we did a segment on email marketing, first in a 5-part series. If you didn't watch that, absolutely go back and watch that one and future episodes on email marketing. I think they're some of our best work. But here's a sample, one of many samples. So we had a very large list to work with of wastewater treatment facility lab managers to send this out to. So we did different samples, and the nice part of it is everything's tested. So if we have a list of 6,000 people, we send out 1,000 people each a unique copy of the email and measure which one had the highest response rate. You can see all the URLs are unique URLs displayed in there, as well as when you click the button, it would have tracking information in there as well. So another term that we just picked up is the promoting the squeeze page or the permission asset, and then challenger copy. So challenger copy being the one that you're testing against. So We mentioned that we sent that email blast to their current client list that was in that market segment, but also to a purchase list. We only buy our lists from data.com. And I shouldn't even say buy lists. It sounds like we're going to a list broker then. You build the exact list you want, and then you pay to download it. Data.com, if you know the right little tweaks to set on it, can be a very, very great source for highly qualified sales leads to put into a marketing campaign, something this targeted. So of course we went in there and looked specifically for those job titles in the wastewater treatment facility industry and downloaded that list. Here you can see the pricing of it. It's very cost effective. It is more expensive than using a list broker, but like I said, the quality of what you're getting from those list brokers is very low. That list is being used over and over and over again. When using the right settings on data.com, you can get a very fresh list. So then we take that list from data.com, we put it through a service called Bright Verify. Here's a screenshot from Bright Verify that shows you what the results are. So instantly it'll take a list of 6,000 users and tell you how many of them are valid email addresses and how many of them not to send to. So this is instead of your email marketing service doing it. If MailChimp or your whatever email marketing service you're using does this for you, and it goes, whoa, your bounce rate was really high because this is a bad quality list, you're banned, see you later. And if you're not banned, then your sender score is going to be very low, and more of your future messages to whatever list you're using, great lists, will also be affected from there. So using Bright Verify to clean the list works great with data.com, because the ones that you purchased, if you put through Bright Verify and they fail, you can refund them back at data.com and get different names. So now you have a list of what we're looking at, 3,600 contacts for $1,500, and we sent them out that email campaign. Then we thought, hey, well, we've also got their mailing information, so let's go old school and send out like an actual physical postcard. I know this was 3 years ago, but this was still old school for 3 years ago. But we wanted to make sure if we're doing a print campaign, everything is 100% trackable. So again, even though this was a print campaign, we could measure, we could send out multiple copies. You can see here, this is the Challenger copy, this was the original copy. We can send out multiple copies, and by using the QR codes and tracking URLs and tracking phone numbers, we can really measure the exact response on each mailer and the copy that we used in each mailer. Then, so now we've talked about, paid advertisements and banners, social media by posting it and seeding it in groups, email marketing. Now we have to tackle organic as well, right? SEO. So how do we rank number one for Caller 18 or C18 or IDEX C18 through organic efforts? These efforts take a lot longer to pay off, but well worth it. So we, one of the many methods that we use to build links back to the content on that site about C18 was to create press releases and publish those throughout the various industry and news websites related to the wastewater treatment industry. So with all of that, we gain links back to the site and increase the rankings in Google, organic free rankings, dramatically when people are searching on that term. So now that we've done all of this work, now we would need to measure the results. So in this case study, they quantified the results. As you can see, all the content that we put out there was tracked very closely, and in return, we were able to measure a very positive ROI from inside Google Analytics. So that's the first segment, and stay tuned for the second segment from the marketing team, which shows you, after you do all of this work, how to measure it, make sure it was successful, pinpoint exactly was the most successful so that you can make your next campaign that much better. Thanks a lot.